way before this, but God, I was back and now you're gorgeous, oh no.
Okay, hey YouTube, it's your girl TraVonna back again with another video, and I'm super excited. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. I know I come on here like all the time and I'm like, hey guys, I'm back. Oh my god, I'm back for good. I'm finally like settled in and I'm gonna be making videos every week or every whatever, right? And then I disappear for like a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 or 5 or 6. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Life happens, shit happens, but I'm not mad. And that actually brings me into this video. Actually, life happens. Basically today what I want to talk about is life. Our books, your book, my book, our books, our life. I guess I could really say that our lives, as people, are like books. Yeah, so like we're like, all of us, we're like a bunch of books. Each situation, each lesson we go through, those all make up our books. And my chapters are so specific to my book, and your chapters are specific to your books. And I do believe that God created us all in perfect alignment with his vision for us. As we know, God is perfect. God is perfect, so his vision is perfect. So ultimately we are perfect because we should see ourselves as close to God as possible. We are God. I always say how you treat yourself is how you treat God, because you are a reflection of God. So how you treat yourself in this physical form really can say a lot about how you feel about God. It's when we stray away from God, and it's when we tweak ourselves, when we already have the tools that we need in life to be happy, to be successful, to be gracious, to be blessed, to be lucky, to be whatever. We have already been given the tools we need to survive. And that's where the quote, God will never put you through, what is it? God will never put you through nothing that you can't handle. That's where that comes from. Because listen, for those, and this is a little off topic, but it still kind of relates. For those of you who are out there and you may feel like you don't have a purpose, or you don't know your purpose, or you just feel purposeless, helpless, you have a purpose. Just the simple fact that you were born, like literally the simple fact that you were born, that you entered this world out of your mother's womb, that right there states that you have a purpose. Because God doesn't bring people, things, situations, anything on this earth without a purpose. God doesn't bring people on this earth without a purpose. God doesn't bring animals on this earth without a purpose. God doesn't bring insects on this earth without a purpose. God does not bring situations in your life without a purpose. Every situation you go through is you're meant to learn from, whether it be good or bad. There are good lessons, there's bad lessons, there's good karma, there's bad karma. But yeah, so like I was saying, it's when we don't follow God and we want to tweak ourselves and change ourselves in a way that really isn't in God's vision. That's when we start to experience feelings like depression, anger, jealousy, resentment, envy, all those types of emotions. And the more you're experiencing those emotions, the further and further away you're like getting away from God. And that's not to say that if you're angry today or you're jealous today, that you're not living in God's rightful purpose for your life and you're not in tune with the Most High. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the more and more you experience those kind of emotions and you allow them to consume you, because like I said, you are God. So the more and more you allow those emotions to really consume you, take over your being, your temple, you're moving further and further away from God. You're living at a lower and lower and lower and lower like circumstance. You're living in a lower and lower and lower and lower form. So ultimately you're going lower and lower and lower and lower. God isn't low. God is not down here. God is the Most High. He's up here, or he, she, the universe, God, the sun, whoever, whatever you deem to be God. God is up here. So if you're living in your lower self, you know the rest. Your book is perfect. Perfect. So don't look at other people's books and become jealous or become envious or become resentful. Because your book is unique to you. Your story is unique to you. Your chapters are unique to you. If I'm Green Eggs and Ham and you're Cat in the Hat, our content is totally different. I'm sorry, guys. I stay like not looking at the camera. I'm gonna try to work on that. But if I'm Green Eggs and Ham and you're Cat in the Hat, our content is totally different. Totally different. Now, the author of both of these books are the same, okay? Dr. Seuss, aka God, has written both of our stories. But the chapters, the pages, the texts within both of these stories are completely different. And The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham are both best-selling books, by the way. But once again, for different reasons. How can I be jealous of how Dr. Seuss, if I'm Cat in the Hat, how can I be jealous of how Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham? If I'm already perfectly made in God's image, how can I be jealous of how he wrote someone else's book, how he affected another person's life, how he has blessed another person? I can't be jealous of your chapters because my book, my chapters we're not one and the same. And let's just say, okay, we do have similar chapters. We have similar chapters, similar pages. We're the same age right now. I could see how, you could be in competition with other people your age. I can see that. Especially if you're still in school and things like that. But you have to always remember that even if your pages or chapters are similar to someone else's, at the end of the day, ultimately, you're still two completely different people living two completely different lives. And your chapters are still different, even if similar. The content within your chapters, the timing within your chapters, the different people within your chapters, all those that all makes you different as a being, as a God. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We're not all on the same plane, on the same page, on the same time, in the same way. That's the beauty of life. 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. But somebody else may say 2 + 6 + 2 is 10. You feel me? So everything all comes together in its own way in everyone's specific path. Don't be jealous of anyone else's book. Don't be jealous of anyone else's chapter because you have your own. And God has shaped you so perfectly. He has equipped you with so much purpose. Don't waste it on worrying about other people and their life and what they're experiencing, what they're going through, what they have, what they're doing. So many times we want to write our book, right? We want to write our book exactly how we want to write it, with the exact amount of pages we want, with the exact amount of chapters we want, with everything. The perfect cover, the perfect title, everything. We want to write our book out and hand it to God and be like, God, please give me this. This is exactly how I want my life to look. God, please bless me with the car. Bless me with a big home. Bless me with a big family, a beautiful wife, a gorgeous husband. Bless me with a great career. Bless me with the fame, the fortune, the glory. God, just bless me with everything that I want, that I know you have for me, God. But you have to understand, we have to start to understand that that's not how God works. We don't hand God our written book and ask him to fulfill our wants, our needs. We don't ask God for our blessings. God gives us the blessings that he knows we need. God writes our book in accordance to what he knows we need. You know, and all that's like, everything you want isn't necessarily everything you need. And God isn't always focused on your wants. God is focused on what you need. And once you really appreciate your needs and appreciate God for the little things and just for any and everything, like you should thank God all the time, like for everything. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Thank you, God, for allowing breath to continue to flow through my body. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for blessing me with speech. Thank you, God, with blessing me with such beauty. Thank you, God, with blessing me with the family that I do have. You may want a bigger family, but thank you, God, for blessing me with the family that I do have. You may want lots of money, but thank you, God, for the money that I do have. Thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for keeping me. You know, like, thank God and you will receive more blessings. That's just how it works. And that's just how God, the universe, whatever, that's how, you know, give and receive. You put out what you want. You feel me? If you want to change the world, you got to change yourself first. You feel me? Like, that's just how it works. So like I said, you can't write your book, hand it to God, and just expect all that to be fulfilled. God is going to fulfill whatever he wants to fulfill. Honestly, like, to be honest, your life may not turn out the way you pictured it when you were 12. Okay, because God knows. I swear, I swear, we really have this map with start and finish. And we give it to God, hoping and praying that our life turns out that way. But it never does. It won't. And don't confuse this, like, see, don't confuse this video with, like, me saying, like, oh, you have no will, no say-so over life. Your life is just predestined and there's nothing you can do. Everything is already written in the stars. Everything is just pre-planned. I'm not saying that. Of course, there are things such as willpower. Of course. You can make things happen for yourself, of course. But I'm not saying that God is the conglomerate, like, y'all feel me? But yeah. Appreciate your book, guys. Appreciate your chapter. And you'll only be blessed with more. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye.